Hello everyone and welcome in for your single card pull for today, Wednesday, January 12th, 2023. So let's jump in here and see what the universe is wanting you to know as you get your day started. Today, let's start with our air signs, our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and see where this goes. All right. So your Major Arcana card here. Oh, they're sticking together. The Magician. So remember, this is about transforming those energies. It's turning lead into gold, and it's all about how do you take the current situation, transform it into something better, something that's more soul-driven, something that brings you closer to your path and your purpose. Let's pull a Gaia card here and see what message comes through for that. Nine of Hearts, fulfillment, harmony, and protection. So maybe you're in a situation that seems unfulfilling for you. Maybe it seems out of balance. And this here is talking about harmony and how do you get that feeling of being fulfilled. And sometimes the protection part is maybe you're feeling vulnerable and you're trying to find a solution where you don't feel as vulnerable and as raw. Let's see what our soul journey card is. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. That card definitely speaks to me as a Gemini and an impatient person. So that's something that you always need to be able to work on. And I can't remember if I had shared this example before, but I love this line out of Evan Almighty. So that's the one with Steve Carell where God tells him to go build an ark. And there's a scene where God, Morgan Freeman, is in this restaurant and he's talking to Steve Carell's wife. She doesn't know that it's God. And he makes a comment to her about, if somebody prays for patience, do you think God just snaps their fingers and grants them patience, or do you think God gives them the opportunity to learn and demonstrate patience? So that's something, even if you have been praying for patience or meditating on patience, know that doesn't mean it instantly gets granted. It's probably that you're being given a situation or an opportunity for you to be able to work on your patience and practice your patience and show that. So let's see what our card from the romance deck says. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And maybe that's something where you've been discouraged. Maybe you've had some hiccups or some delays in the love life situation. And so this card is reminding you about, staying positive and being patient. And that's going to bring you closer to that stage of fulfillment and harmony and some of that peace, so you can work on transforming this energy. It'll just take a little bit of work, a little bit of patience. So look for that coming up for you today on Wednesday and see where you can apply some of those thoughts and ideas. Next, let's move on to our fire signs. So that's our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's see what the universe wants you to know for today. The Hermit. So this card, that's number 9. And this card, this is that situation where you're going deep in your own self to work on something, kind of that introspection. So maybe it is that you're withdrawing from things around you. Maybe there's whatever situations, whether it's work situations, personal life, family life, whatever. And you just need a little bit of time to think. So you need to withdraw, have that deep introspection, kind of a little bit antisocial, self-discovery. Let's see what Gaia is telling you. Flame tree, the start of something new. And oftentimes, if you're able to sit kind of in the silence, you can get some better ideas about what what it is that you need to be doing or what you want to be doing. One of those stayed on the table. And there is a great quote. Apparently I'm all about different movie things tonight, but there's that movie Marry Me with J-Lo and Owen Wilson, and his character says something to the effect of, if you sit in the question long enough, the answer will find you. And that's kind of that, a little bit of that feeling with the hermit. And the start of something new is likely coming on the heels of you having withdrawn and sitting there and really thinking about what it is that you want. What path are you taking? Let's take a look at this. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. All right. So maybe you're losing something and you're starting something new. And that's something that, here, let's see what this romance card has to say, and then we'll tie it all back together. Deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So with this, kind of as you're piecing it all together, so you have this hermit energy where you're sitting there really thinking about what path you want to take, what direction you want to take in your life. There's a new beginning. The grief is usually coming on the heels of the end of something. So maybe it is that somebody in your romantic space, in your partnership space, somebody is wearing a false mask. Now, this could be your partner. Maybe your partner is lying to you. Maybe they're sneaking around. Maybe you're lying to yourself. So some of this false mask could be you. And that's something that maybe that's what you're thinking about. But the false mask in the relationship, it's not saying you are, it's saying somebody in the relationship is. So that's a matter of needing to kind of sit in the silence for a little bit and figure out, where is the truth of the connection? Where's the truth of that relationship? Maybe it's time to start something new. And with this grief card, the part about, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So as you go deep and you think about what is it that you really want in your life, what path do you want to take? Losing it doesn't necessarily mean if there's something that you really want to go after, let it go. I'm going to lose it and see if it's coming back. So to some extent, you don't necessarily want to be playing mind games, but if it's meant to be, it'll be, but you can still appreciate it without continuing on. So sometimes there's a fear, since it seems like there's some transformations going on, something's ending, something new is beginning. And sometimes there's that fear to let it go, even if things have been not great. But you'll appreciate it, but you can also appreciate it from a distance. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stay in it. Let's see then what is on the horizons for our earth signs. So that is going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what message is coming through for you. The Star. So the Star is really about blessings coming, optimism, balance, and oftentimes that card is shown with somebody pouring water, kind of like the divine waters. So you do have a spiritual inspiration and love and hope. So this is really a promising card. So maybe you've been struggling with something for some time now, and you've been meditating on it, praying on it, trying to figure out what your next steps are. So it looks like for today, you're going to have some optimism, some good growth. Peace. Dissolving unwanted or disturbing thoughts. And that goes well with this optimism and this blessing that, you have to, if you're stuck in these negative thought patterns, you're going to have stress. You're going to have this unrest. So if you can get to a point where you're dissolving those thoughts, it'll bring you that peace and that happiness and that contentment. Sometimes those Dissolving those thoughts means changing actual physical habits and patterns. Sometimes it's just a matter of trying to reprogram your brain and your internal narrative. And your card is envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So if you're looking at another situation that somebody else has, whether it's their financial status, their job, their relationship, their this, their that, their whatever, if you're looking at it saying, I want that, know that everybody has their own challenges. We used to have that situation at work where there were people on a different team that they were saying, well, that's not fair that this team gets to do this. And they were so busy focused on that, but there was challenges on every one of the teams. And that was one of the things that got talked about is no, you don't get to take the best thing from each of the teams and combine it into one super team that has no challenges. So you have to take the good and the bad. Let's take a look at your romance card. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. When you're in a mindset where you're either looking at the past with, maybe either that nostalgic feeling, or you're looking at the past and you're bitter about what's happened, or you're constantly living in the future with the worry of what's going to happen and all of that. If you're not truly being present, it's hard to stay high vibration. It's hard to attract in people at that higher vibration level. So you're going to attract in people that are vibrating at the same level as you are. So if you want to truly be at peace and be happy in this moment, you have to be in this moment. There was a great quote. It was an Eckhart Tolle one, and I may not say it exactly right, but it was something to the effect of live in this moment as if you had chosen it. Even if you think the situation is bad, or there's something about it that you're not happy with, live in this moment or be in this moment as if you had chosen it. And I thought that was a really interesting one, and I've tried to look at that. But yeah, so you have some good things that are coming in. Hopefully you'll be able to dissolve some of these negative thought patterns, and that ties in with that envy card. Try to work on not worrying about what everybody else is doing or what someone else is doing. Stay present, stay in the moment. And this attraction card, whether it has to do with an actual romantic relationship or whether it is just attracting in friendships and people, experiences that are at that higher vibration level, all of those will be good things that will be nurturing to your soul. And last but not least, we have our water signs. So our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, what does the universe want you to know for today? You have the Justice card with Captain Picard. So you have the Justice card. Let's see what Gaia is telling us for today. And remember, so with Justice, that's, balance and harmony, kind of legal system. So it's bringing in some balance to you. Maybe you've had things where you felt like situations were lopsided, relationships were one-sided, work wasn't treating you fairly. So be on the lookout for justice, whether it's that's coming in for you or whether you're being given an opportunity to step into a situation to create that justice, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for other people around you. Be mindful of your Captain Picard energy. And your Gaia card is the Temptress. Seduction, deceit, a broken promise. So that's interesting that that's coming with the Justice card. Maybe that is something where you've been tempted, whether it's by a person, whether it's by the pull of a shiny new opportunity for you of some sort. But this Justice card would be about bringing balance to that. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So with these cards, because sometimes the affirmation that goes with it kind of is counter to what the actual statement is, the main part is that you're struggling with indecision. So the way to counter some of that struggling with indecision is having that affirmation of, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. And we saw that as well, with like this envy card. I'm the same as everybody else. So if you're struggling with envy, this is the affirmation to use. But here it looks like maybe you're being tempted by something and you're kind of being indecisive. You don't know if you want to go for whatever that path is, whatever that temptation is. Let's see. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So that's the card. Sorry, I had to look at it. Kind of funny because instead of being playfulness, that's actually an R, R-L-A-Y. So it made me kind of pause for a second. So playfulness. So that if the temptation is another person and it's creating this indecision, this situation should be, today should be helping you to try to balance out this situation, to try to bring justice to the situation. So if the temptation is somebody is luring you away, maybe you're already in a relationship and you're being tempted by somebody else, the advice here on the playfulness side is if you're not wanting to leave your current situation, maybe just bring some of that playfulness, some of that lighthearted energy into your current situation, as opposed to being pulled away in a different direction. But it looks like there is going to be some thinking because the indecision card was coming out. And this is just the reminder to keep justice in mind, kind of keep that rational thinking. What do you need to be thinking about? How do you kind of keep that balance? So I hope this has been helpful for you, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next daily card pull. And in the meantime, I hope you have many blessings in your day and that you find peace along your path. So we will see you next time. Bye-bye.